he sort of diagnosed me with ADHD issues and saying that, and I can't remember who it was, but when we presented, the feedback was that the pump design was not up to spec. And the legacy should be more than just yourself.
Yeah.
It should be, what have you changed in this world? Who have you changed in this world? What is important in that sense? How will people know you by? How am I going to get these positions if they ask for 3 to 5 years if I have no
And then they say it's entry level.
Nothing. And it's entry level. So I feel like God wanted me to test me, to tell me, hey, are you willing to work for little money?
Yeah.
Is it about money? What is work for you about?
Yeah.
And that's why I want to be a good manager. And the way I'll be a good manager, if I'm technically good and strong. Praying God's favor, that's His plan for you. And it worked out. I didn't go for any. Make sure that you network with as many people as you can and build relationships with them. Initially, it was a shock. Coming from ArcelorMittal to Sasol and being appointed as an MPI colleague, because MPI means you know the whole network, you know Sasol. Make sure that you have the right reviewers.
Yes, yeah.
And when they review, make sure the more red that's in that report, the happier you should be.
Yeah.
If there's nothing in there, you should start getting worried.
Hi guys, welcome to Peace Squad Podcast. Today I have my homeboy, Estefan Booysen. So I'm here. Welcome to Peace Squad Podcast.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna start first with our moments, and so just pick 3 random cards. Don't look at them, then give it to me.
All right.
Okay, cool. Just put these on the chair. Start. So let's see. This will reveal if you are from Val or not. Do you prefer summer or winter? Why?
Definitely summer.
Okay. He's not from Val. I don't know him. We never met. So yeah. Why? You're the first person.
Because winter is actually quite cold in Vanderbijlpark. It's close to the river.
Yeah. It's more cold than Secunda.
It's colder than Secunda.
Yeah.
So I mean, you see temperatures there, -2, -3. You would see dams, some of the small little ponds just freezing up.
Yeah.
So I don't like winter. You can't see anything. It's misty. It's foggy.
Then people here in Secunda will complain like, actually, it's cold. I was like, you guys don't know anything.
They don't know anything. It's for me.
Yeah.
So for some people that come from Pretoria, they would say it's cold when they come here. I came here and it was normal.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing different.
I mean, no, like
same.
people say, no, it's cold. I was like, yeah.
It's not cold.
Not yet.
No, it's not yet.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on who you are. But I prefer summer. Plainly because I don't like wearing all these long jackets and things, and I like exercising outdoors, being outdoors.
Yeah.
So you can't really do that if it's winter, it's cold.
I'll use Christian's response when I asked him this. He said is in winter, at least you can put off a lot of clothes to feel warm, but in summer you can't say like I'm gonna put off clothes, whatever. You can't walk naked.
That's true.
Be chill.
And you can take a cold shower.
But the whole day. You can't be in the shower the whole day.
No, just don't make sure you're not in the sun the whole day. So there must be fans at least and air cons or something.
Well, there goes my electricity.
Thank goodness.
So what's the best thing about says our family? So what's the best thing about our family? What's the best thing about
my family?
Yeah.
So the best thing I would say it actually is that they always put God first.
Yeah.
So always being on your knees and making sure that whatever you're doing, you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for a higher purpose in life. So I think what I'm thankful for is the fact that when I was young, we started off with prayers in the evenings, spending time together, reading Bible. And I think that sort of formed me as a man.
Yeah.
And that led me to go to church more often and start reaching out and becoming a leader at the end of the day.
Yeah, I remember.
So,
when was it? Jan mentioned you had the thing, was it primary school or high school, where you be going around spreading the word and stuff like that?
Yes, so it was important to me. I was part of the VC sphere. I can't remember what it actually meant. I just know that it's basically spreading the word and having small groups, even at school.
Yeah.
And you would speak about it. And I was also in River of Life.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a church in Vanderbijlpark. So I was part of the leadership team there as well for the teenagers.
Oh, okay.
Where we focused on teenagers, their lives, and we did some praise and worship, spread the word. And it was always important in my friends, like Dion, for instance, he would always say, no, this guy's so holy. This guy's so holy. I'm like, I'm not holy. I'm just living the life.
Yeah.
That's how you should live the life. That's important to me. Because
good thing you were like example to your friends. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Do you want kids when you grow up? Why or why not?
Yes.
Okay.
So the answer is yes. It's an easy answer because I feel like we are called to cultivate and to bring forth life, and also to make sure that your name or surname extends to the next person, to leave a legacy behind, and also to make sure that your children one day will leave a legacy behind. And the legacy should be more than just yourself.
Yeah.
It should be, what have you changed in this world? Who have you changed in this world? What is important in that sense? How will people know you by?
Yeah. So on that one, on how will people remember you? So what legacy or how you think you would like people to remember you as, like professionally or personally?
I would say professionally is one thing. At the end of the day, I feel like there is a sense of importance there because there might be something that you brought to the table that not changed the world, but changed something in someone.
Yeah.
So if it's a discovery where you make life easier for people, and people know your name by it. It's, for instance, called Einstein, but he's well known across the world. It doesn't necessarily mean that God's plan for you is around the world, but maybe it's just for Secunda people, or it's for Vanderbijlpark people, wherever you are situated. So you've got a purpose wherever you are situated.
Yeah.
And then personally, I would say is people to get to know you as someone that always smiles. I would like to be known as someone that's always friendly.
Yeah, actually,
always friendly towards anyone that comes on my path.
Yeah.
Always kind-hearted, and someone that always seeks others' needs before his own.
Yeah.
So I would like to be known as someone that is intentional in that sense.
Okay.
So children, you asked also why.
Yeah.
That's one thing, is the legacy. And when, I would definitely say within 3 or 4 years of time.
Yeah,
so we got married in 2023, February 2023. So we said 5 years. We'll give it 5 years or so. Then we'll start planning on getting children. So the idea was to focus on as well our goals in life before we start looking at having children and making sure that we ultimately invest in them.
Yeah.
Because we want to invest in them when we get them as well.
Yeah, because at the moment, the kids come, you're not only making decisions for yourself, you're also making for them. Sacrifices. You're not making risky decisions, they're also involved. So
at the end of the day, when you get children, you sacrifice your life. Yeah. It's no longer your life anymore. Yeah. It's all about your wife and all about your children.
Exactly.
They're going to be more important than yourself. So you always set yourself last.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm saying is there's some growing required before you get to that point.
Yeah. I see. Then talking about the Bible and stuff. What's your favorite scripture?
Proverbs 3 verse 5.
3 verse 5.
Yes, it says, do not lean on your own understanding. Trust the Lord in all your ways that He might direct your paths. So why it stands out is because I feel like we have a tendency to try and do things our ways. as men.
And then it falls in your face.
And you're like, what happened?
Yeah.
This doesn't make sense. And I feel like if you give it to God, He will direct the paths. He will make sure things will work out perfectly if you have faith and be obedient. And we tend to follow our own goals. And we think that if we follow these goals, we will reach them. And maybe we will, but not in His way, not in His manners.
Yeah.
And maybe He, on your path to your goal, you might have been able to change 5 people's lives or 6 people's lives. And that's what He wanted, but you were only focusing on your goal.
Yeah.
And I feel like the most important thing is discipleship.
Exactly.
So that's why Proverbs 3 verse 5 is a very strong one for me, because it is one of those things where you get challenged daily. If you don't focus on it daily, you'll start focusing on your own needs. You know that.
Yeah.
So yes, that's.
So yeah, then just gonna go through, gonna check early school life, going to high school, then varsity, then when you started your career and up to now. So I try to not hop between the questions. So I just put them in order this time for the first time. So let's see. What's your earliest memory about growing up in Vanderbijlpark?
My earliest memory.
Yeah.
Earliest memory, I think, would probably be when I was roughly maybe 8 years old, 9 years old. I think it's somewhere in that range. And the memory was where it was still safe to walk in the streets for children, play in the streets. So we used to play soccer and rugby in the streets with friends. And it's normally your neighbors in the surrounding area. We would all come together after school, 4 o'clock in the afternoons, go play soccer, play rugby. Your feet, everything was sore. Everything was just, there were bumps.
Yeah.
You hit your nails, hit your toes, everything. It was fun. Yeah. And always after that, at I think 5 or 6, there was always these TV shows that came on. And it's all these animation type of things. I mean, like I watched, when I was younger, I watched Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I watched that one.
So that was one of,
like from that time, like
one of my favorite ones to watch. Sorry guys, I'm going. Just so you run inside, you go and watch your show, and it's also the time where you eat. So your mother will call you in and say, "Hey, listen, food's ready. Come and have something to eat." So that was one of the earliest memories and nicest memories that I have.
Yeah. Then where did you go? You went to Kolegepark and Hoërskool Transvalia.
Yes, Kolegepark and Kolegepark.
Kolegepark is the one next to UVT, wasn't it?
Yes.
We used to have a lot of cross-country stuff, the events there. It was nice.
For sporting events.
Cross-country, Yes. On Saturday, we would go there and run. So it was really cool.
Yeah, so, and I mean, we stayed in SW2, so that's more closer to the Val Mall, where the Val Mall is now. So you had to drive all the way that side.
Yeah.
But I think that was one of the better schools. That school and Mfuleni was the 2 better schools in the environment. Where in Mfuleni, it was always said that people with noses up in the air, but it's not necessarily like that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there was nice people there.
Yeah. It's just like,
it's those typical things where you, what's the word? You say that because you live in this area or you're in this school.
Yeah.
Let's say you're part of this group. Forming part of this group, which is not necessarily the case. And
the way you might have that experience, someone has the best experience about it. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So
but like those areas, like primary school, how did they shape your personality?
So Kolegepark was more of I had a friend, so Luki was one of them, which we were not able to contact. So he was one of them, but there was always this one guy that was naughty, and we tend to do things together. So you would throw out lights of the streets, and you would typically come late for classes and say no, and you'll go and hide somewhere when you know everyone needs to meet up and the klokkelei, what's called those bells rings, and you know you have to go in. We would go and hide somewhere because we don't want to be there. So I think that helped me form sort of something where you build the relationship with friends and you do naughty things together, which is fun. You have to be obedient and listen. But the main reason why I think it was important was they sort of diagnosed me with ADHD issues and saying that I have those issues because I couldn't sit still when I was younger.
So, but how did they do it? Like, how did they diagnose you? Go for a test or just...
I have no idea. I think my parents took me to someone that maybe focuses on typical, like your psychiatry, not psychiatry, what's it called? Your psychological type of things. And they would do some, I guess, investigations and checks and tests. You would maybe, like your psychometric tests.
Nothing I've seen about you says ADHD.
No. So exactly. So they diagnosed me that my mother and father said, there's no way. It's him. So it was a case of, I'm just a busy guy. I want to do things. I hate sitting still. I can't sit and do nothing. You have to keep me busy. That's why I'm doing Ironman now. So it perfectly aligns with the fact that I need to be busy. I need to do things.
The thing is, like, if you have capabilities and you can do things, why would you limit yourself?
So it was as if they wanted to say it's this issue, but in actual fact, they started realizing that they need to keep me busy in classes. So my parents told them, just keep him busy. Keep this man busy. You can't sit still. So they gave me extra homework, extra things to do because I can't sit still. That's how it was. So that shaped me in that sense. And then you asked for primary school.
Then in primary school again, while still then you're averaging like 80% and stuff. So your academics, you're averaging 80%. Like, how was it like in relation with your like studies and sports, like your leadership, like
how to balance it?
Yeah.
So I think I must say that my mother used to help us before we had tests. She would be the night before. She would ask a few questions, making sure that you're ready and prepped for your exam or your tests. So that helped with getting 80% and above. Since I was so busy, I couldn't sit still and just keep on reading. So in the beginning, they helped me with the studies. To actually start learning and make sure that the points are good, because the marks was very important to them.
You see, and people should be involved in their kids' education.
They should. And I think that's the one thing where parents they don't get too much involved in the growth of the children, because I think that, no, that's why I have teachers. Is it the truth? Not really. That's why. So think about this concept. If your child one day comes to you and he's at that phase where certain things growing in life, so he becomes a man or a woman, and you get asked certain questions around that, and the teacher gives them input, and they come back home and they tell you, this is what they've heard from the teacher. What would you do? Would you just stand back and say nothing? Or are you going to tell them what's the truth? Or what is in the truth, the word? What aligns with the truth? Because
and again, it's more like that thing again, like, because like there's one teacher, like 40 kids in their class, and then the way that each kid experiences that teacher is different. They have different needs, so you should know your kids' needs and stuff.
That's the thing.
Gap.
That's the thing. So I think my mother was heavily invested in her children. My dad as well. It's just he was working overseas. So he was at that specific time, and he's still doing this up until this day, where he works away 5 weeks away and 5 weeks he's back. So he's not always there. So in terms of support around sporting fields and things like that, my dad was involved when he was here. But those 5 weeks, those 5 weeks when he was here maybe. And the rest, my mother was involved in these sporting events. So I think the important thing was to make sure that your parents is involved in your own growth. So that helped me. And sporting was a case of where I didn't necessarily just do it. My parents had to sort of tell me, hey, try this out. And I tried it out and I enjoyed it. And then you would keep on doing it. So I think the fine balance is where my parents told me, hey, listen, you need to work now. There needs to be balance between work and fun. So there's certain periods where you can have fun and certain periods where you have to work. And that helped me to make sure that I get my 80% mark and I do some sport. But it does not mean that I was the best sportsman. I wasn't the best sportsman. So I wasn't top 3 when it comes to the sports.
Yeah.
I was maybe the average, which is still
the average,
I
guess 80%. That's the thing.
Maybe,
the one that Axel
maybe
might.
Yes, maybe average.
Give or take.
Maybe I don't know. I don't like saying that I was good.
Yeah.
That's for other people to decide whether you were good or not.
Says the man who's still active, still this day, still around, still doing Ironman.
Exactly.
And he's telling me all this. But okay. Then how was the transition from like a primary going to Transvalia?
So of course, I told you I was a leader as well in primary school. Doesn't mean I was necessarily an extrovert or an ambivert. Let's say, let's call it an ambivert, somewhere in between an introvert and an extrovert. So when I went to high school, I only knew 1 or 2 good friends. Dian, Tianus, Peter, those 3, and Luki. Okay. Those were the 4 friends that was actually still my friends going to high school.
So from primary, you guys went the same high school?
Yes. So that helped. Nice. That helped.
I didn't have anybody.
and that makes it difficult.
Yeah.
Because then you have to try and make new friends.
Yeah.
And during that time, it wasn't easy for me to make friends. It wasn't really easy for me. Grade 9, there was this one friend, his name was Ronaldo Loubser.
Mm-hmm.
And he started having these home cell groups.
Oh, okay.
So, but it was only him and I think it was just him. And he did it at his house, and his house was very close to the school. So I would literally walk to him and we would have these small group and read the Bible, talk about it. And I was never used to it, something new.
Yeah.
So he helped me to sort of come back to earth. Because going to grade 8, you thought you wanted to be popular. And you started swearing and saying words, and it was fine. Nothing wrong with doing that. You thought it was okay. And he helped me to understand, listen, what you're doing it's not life. It's not important. It's not right.
Yeah.
So I started realizing that. And this guy was actually someone that it's easy for him to meet new people. It wasn't difficult. So he started...
Make friends is easy.
Yeah, he started helping me to make friends again. Whilst having that home cell or that small groups together and reading Bible and things like that. So that helped me to find that perfect balance between building friendships and making sure that your life's right spiritually.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, like people don't understand, like the people that you associate with, their energy, everything, that whatever they do, it rubs off on you. And you start doing some simple stuff. Right now, you're not swearing. You end up with someone that keeps swearing all the time. One day, you're going to start saying exactly the same thing that he does.
Yes.
So it's just
you become what your friends are. So you are what your closest 5 friends to you. That's you sort of become the person that your 5 closest friends.
Yeah. I usually tell people, there's no way you have like 9 dumb friends. You'll be the 10th one. And it's easy for like negative energy to be more like absorbed than the positive one. So you want it to be constructive. Careful. Yeah. That's the important thing. So that helped me in high school. That transition, that sudden transition. Yeah. Not the whole high school, just that transition period. Helped. And then Dion mentioned from grade 8 going to grade 12, you were prefect until you were head boy. So as a head boy, what kind of responsibilities you had? Sure. So responsibility was the other leaders. VLR, Verenigde Leerlingraad. So you had to make sure that they do their jobs. You should remember that even though they were called prefects or these leaders, it doesn't mean that they're going to listen to what they have to do. So it was sort of my responsibility that, let's call it, for instance, in the morning when we come into school, we would typically come in earlier certain days
to school, we would have a meeting, all of us, together with one of the teachers that led the whole group.
Mm-hmm.
So we had those meetings, talked about the day, what's the plans for the day, who needs to be on ground duty first and the second break, those breaks, right? And then when the bells ring for school to start, who's gonna make sure that certain grades listen, they're quiet, things like that. So they need to stand around when you go to that block.
Yeah.
And there's one guy in the front. Who's going to make sure that the grade 8s up until the grade 12s listen? Typically, so I have to make sure that they stand on certain areas.
Yeah.
When it comes to school laws, like for instance, you can't grow a beard, you can't have long hair, can't have makeup on, things like that. Make sure that these prefects walk through checking everybody, making sure there's no one, and they need to be picked out. But you should remember, if it's your friend, you're not going to pick them out. It's your friend. You want to try and say, hey, no, it's my friend.
Yeah.
Bypass, skip. So you have to make sure that they do that. So you would have a backup as well.
Now, if I'm grade 8, I'm going to check grade 10, so I don't have to be...
It's like difficult, but if you're grade 8 and you go check the grade 10s, they're going to say, I'm not going to listen to you.
This boy.
This guy, who does he think he is? So that's crucial. And in the mornings as well, I had to go into the front and we would read the Bible, pray in front of the whole 1,200 children. So I would have to pray in front of them. In terms of school events, sporting events.
In high school, you're praying for everybody.
Yes. So you had to stand, so we sort of make turns, but when they were not able to, I was doing it because I felt like I was at that point where I'm not afraid to stand in front of the people and do these things. So you would stand in front of them, read something out of the Bible, pray in front of 1,200 children.
Yeah.
So I think the reason why they chose me was because I was always friendly towards people.
Yeah.
How do you want people to know you by? Always friendly towards people. Always putting their needs before your own needs.
Yeah. That's what Dion mentioned. I was like, yeah, man, you see, if you have to meet someone that is friendly, is Estefan. Estefan is friendly. Like everybody wants to be around him. Even if you have a party, just make sure he's there. You always laugh. You always have a nice time. So easy.
So I think that was just my personality. That's just who I am. I mean, that's how I was built. That's my character.
Yeah.
And that helped me to get that position.
Yeah.
There was always another friend that wanted that position. He never got that position because I think he tried too hard. He tried too hard to be in that position.
That's the thing. What did they say? Like, as a leader, you're called to it. You're not, if you want it, you might not get it. Yeah. And it's too much if you have to run after it.
Yes.
So it has to come to you naturally. You are naturally like that. So
you are called for it.
Yeah. But checking then rugby was more like a central part of your experience in high school.
Yes.
So then you popped your shoulder in grade 11.
During a training session. Not during not during a game. A training session.
How?
So you had these pads that you had to have to hold.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call
those pads. I remember the big ones. Someone has to.
Yes, they have to hit you. So you have to run to them. They have to tackle you. So there were 2 matric guys, big guys. They were in the front row. That I had to run towards them. They tackled me, and as I fell, my shoulder. That sudden shock.
You as a winger, you wanna hold the prop.
The coach, so that's the thing. The coaches was tough. The coach was tough. So he wanted to make sure that even though you're a wing, you would be able to withstand and defend these type of guys. So the tackle wasn't the issue. Yeah. It was when I fell, as I tried to keep my shoulders up, that sudden movement of the shoulder popping backwards broke it off on the plate, on the growth plate.
Yeah.
So it broke off completely. So there's 3 marks there.
Yeah, I see.
And that's basically where they had 3 pins in there to try to keep it up together. So they say if it happens before the age of 21, it tends to grow stronger back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this shoulder is actually stronger than this shoulder, but I had to go through a lot of rehab.
Yeah.
It took me weeks and weeks, months.
And you went back again?
Only in matric. This happened in February 2011, and I said I need to properly make sure that my shoulders are fine to start playing rugby again. But I made sure that I played with shoulder pads again in matric, not without shoulder pads. Always with shoulder pads, making sure it's on. Yeah. So that if it happens, at least I have something that assists.
No, we don't do that. You must go for American football if you want to put the pads and stuff like that. We don't do that. This is a real deal.
Yeah, I know it's normally. I wasn't one of the biggest oaks in school, so I didn't gym. I think I went to the gym for 3 months, and then life happened. Exams came. Said no ways. Yeah. This is more important than training. So I focused on studies and I left it. I only started gymming again after Transvalia.
After Transvalia.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Then you didn't do only rugby. You did like tennis, you did squash.
Yeah. So
and then you ran again.
Yeah. So in terms of athletics, I never trained for 100 meters and shorter distances. Always, when start of the year, they say, you must try out these things. I didn't want to go and sing. I don't want to go stand in the group on the pavilion and everyone sings and claps hands. No ways. I'd rather be on the field and do all the events. So I did all the events where high jump and long jump was the two things that I enjoyed doing. I wasn't great at it.
Oh, there's this one. I was like, no, man, I'm getting this thing wrong.
Yeah.
High jump. There is me. There's my phone. High jump, you did what? No, it wasn't high jump. It was long jump. You said like your best was 5 point something.
5.95.
Yeah. In my head, I was like, high jump, long jump. I was like, there's no way it can be high jump.
It can't be high jump. If you see me jumping, then I'm jumping on top of every building I can.
I was like, this man is like 175. There's no way he's gonna jump.
No ways. I did some of that. Then you asked about tennis. Yeah. So in grade 9 and 10, I had 1 year of classes. Let's call it classes or training at Kolegepark. There was a guy that helped me there for a year, and then I played for a year at school. I was in the C group, not the A group, also just for fun of it. Squash we played in matric, and that was only during your exam period because you had the record exam all those exams. It was junior exam or the mid exam, record exam, end exam, and in between you had rest periods or breaks. So I took those times to just go and play with Dion.
You can never convince me to play squash. I just don't get it.
Why?
Why play squash?
Because you run your bum off to try and get the ball.
All right,
you can hit it hard. So it's a nice
squash and this wannabe tennis thing. What is it called?
Paddle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I do paddle for fun every now and then, but I prefer doing other sports.
Yeah.
I only enjoy doing it with friends.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If it's with friends.
Yeah. Yeah, but which one was the most enjoyable one?
Between all of them?
All of them, yeah.
Rugby.
Rugby. Okay.
Yeah, rugby was the funnest.
Then, what is this? You said like you did like psychometric test. Or, they do it.
That one.
You do a psychometric test and they told you must be a deco
designer. So in matric, all of us went for the psychometric testing in matric. I'm not sure who paid for it, but we all got to do it. And for some odd reason, it says that I'm a cultural guy. You need to be a decor designer. I said, there's no ways. I like sport. How the hell will you see me designing things in someone's houses? You can forget this. I'm never trusting this. I said to my dad, please, can we do another one? Because this is nonsense.
Yeah.
I don't believe this. And even my friends laughed at me and said, this is not Estefan. And then I went for another one, and the second one came through where it says I need to either be a chartered accountant or a chemical engineer. Become either one of those two. And then that's where I decided, okay, let's try chemical engineering.
Yeah. Then going to varsity, what kind of things you had, like choices when you applied to varsity? You said chemical engineering, what other?
So it was actually just those two. No, honestly, it was just chemical engineering, because even though the psychometric testing had 3 options, I can't remember the third one. Oh, it's actuarial science. Was it
actuarial science?
Sciences, right? Yeah. So that was the third one, and I said, no, I don't want to do maths. So first of all, I don't want to do maths the rest of my life and only do that. Chartered accountant, I don't want to sit in front of my computer the whole time.
Yeah.
But I'm busy.
Yeah.
Chemical engineering, there's some brains you require, but you can also be on the plant and understand certain things. Perfect. It's a nice balance between being in front of a computer and being on site.
Yeah.
That's why I chose it.
One thing I didn't get was, how come all of your friends, 3 of you guys, became chemical engineers, went to the same university?
You mean like Dian and all those guys?
Yeah. Dian mentioned like there's one of you guys, then the 3 of you just decided to do chemical engineering, and all of you guys were at Porch. Yeah.
So it was actually the 3 of us that was friends. It was me, Dian as the brain, and Dian. Yeah. So we started off with the same chemical. I don't know how and why. I never thought that they would enjoy the chemical engineering portion, but it seems like they enjoyed it. Yeah, so the one friend, he tried it. So university was just too much fun for him.
Yeah.
Tianas, he enjoyed university in his first and second year. And I think he also realized that he doesn't really want to do chemical engineering. Yeah. So he changed to IT, BSc, IT. Okay. And he, till today, I think he's still doing those type of work.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't want to, and Porch was just too good for him.
Yeah.
So his dad told him, no, you must come back to the Val. You can study at the Val because Porch is way too good for you. You need to get out of that place so you can start focusing on your studies.
Okay. Then going to varsity, when you get there, I don't understand how you were feeling lonely, because you had these guys from varsity or from high school that so you guys should show each other the way, and you were doing the same thing. But you mentioned like responsibilities, you get lonely, and you say like no one cooks for you.
Yeah, I mean, you're used to being in your house and food is being made for you, your clothes are being washed for you, everything's being done for you, your house is clean.
Yep.
You don't know how it's clean, but it's clean.
Yeah.
Someone's there to clean it, right? So it's sort of something you have to get used to, where you have to start cooking for yourself, start after cleaning around your own mess.
Yeah.
So at least we got a cleaning lady once a week there that helped us. But the rest of the time, you try and keep it as clean as possible when someone comes past. So the one thing, is there's more effort. The second thing, lonely. I wouldn't necessarily say lonely. It's just you come back home and you're sitting in your own place.
Yep.
You need to study. You need to do these things. It's not like someone's around. You can talk to someone. There's friends. But they're not in the same house, because I didn't stay in a bachelor. It was a private place that I stayed at. So when we had to study for things, me and the friends Dion and the guys, we would come together. We would study together. We would be, during the day, you'll be in classes together with friends, etc. So it's not in that sense that I would say I felt lonely.
Yeah. In varsity, that's when I discovered F movies. I was like, oh, there's something called F movies. I didn't that much. I watched movies. So.
Oh, yeah. Live streaming.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Then when did the gym part come into place? Like, be like a regular thing?
So.
Was it a varsity thing?
Varsity. Yeah. So in my second year, so that June, July holidays or holiday period, which is normally a month long, I was actually visiting my parents again in Vanderbijlpark.
Yeah.
And then Peter Brits, one of the other friends, he studied in the Val. So he was also in the mix, but he started studying in the Val, and he was in the Val. So I didn't see him that regularly. And he told me, he trains quite often. So he goes to the gym and so on. And I said to myself, well, he's looking good. Maybe I should start exercising again, because I know it's good for you.
Yeah.
And it was also the time, the second year I didn't feel that lonely anymore. I felt like I was more outgoing, doing things, going and on Thursdays and being out at Impala for until 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the mornings, and Fridays you've got classes, but you manage. 3 hours of sleep is fine. You get used to it. And so I started going out, doing a bit more things. And I said, let me do training as well. I think it's a very important thing to make sure that your body is healthy as well. So I started training with this friend in the Val at Virgin Active.
Okay.
5 times a week. He said, remember, it's going to be sore. It's going to be a challenge. You remember walking like this. Yeah. When you start going to the gym, you can't move your arms. Your calves are sore. So, chest is sore. Back is sore. You can't sleep properly.
You feel pains.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was tough. And he told me, use pre-workout and use at least like these mass gainers. That will help you initially. So that's when I started training, enjoying it. And I went back to Porch. Because we had these, what do you call it? You have to go and weld and things like that, like workshops. Workshops. You have to go and weld things and build things around those dry bunker. I don't know what you call it in English. All of those mechanical type of things. We were forced to do it in the second year. So whilst doing that, it was perfect because we were not there for the whole day. I trained afterwards. Make sure I trained, use my mass gainers, continue training. And the muscles were not that sore anymore. And I started going to the Virgin Active. Well, that was a Virgin Active in Porch. Yeah. And I started meeting friends there that also enjoyed training. And they pushed me again to newer limits. So they helped me push my own limits in terms of strength and the weights that you try and aim for. So that was a good starting point, I would say, to build that, I would say, internal motivation for gym or exercising.
Then take me through that project that you guys messed up and you had to redo it again.
Oh, yeah. So honestly speaking, in terms of the group projects, I think I was the least invested in it. I didn't enjoy the group project. Yeah. Solely because I just wanted to finish my studies. It's not that I didn't put in effort. I did put in effort. So I worked until 3, 4 in the morning sometimes. 3 hours sleep, you come back, you continue working. If I have to compare myself to the other guys in my team, sometimes I feel like they've worked harder. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have worked harder. It might mean that I've been more productive in the hours that I've used. So what happened in that period was someone in our group didn't put a lot of effort in the pump design. And the pump designs that we had to do, because we were focusing on water treatment plants. So it's ATP, it's acid mine drainage, AMD. Okay. Where you had to do design work around acid mine drainage, try and clean the water. And initially you were trying out to see what type of methods you can use to clean the water. To drinking water quality, is it worth it to do it? Is it going to economically be feasible to do it? Or do you maybe have to use it for agricultural purposes, for farmers and so forth? So at the end of the day, we said you can't use it for drinking. You have to, because it's too expensive. It doesn't make sense. Your what's it called? That years of return, ROIs, doesn't make sense. So we opted for the water quality for farmers. Now in that there was a pump design. And I can't remember who it was, but when we presented, the feedback was that the pump design was not up to spec. So we had to go back and all of us as a team now do that pump design. You remember you had that period where we say you do the pump design, you do this heat exchanger, maybe you do that. So you bring it all together and you just say, okay, we've got it. And you do the presentation and you realize, oh, shucks. Yeah. This is a mess.
Then the questions come.
And the questions come and you can't really answer, or you answer, but your assumptions wasn't valid. Yeah. Or anything like that.
You look at the person who is the pump design.
And and then afterwards you work as a team, you fix it, you come back, you represent, and then you pass.
Yeah.
So I think group project, I can't remember if we had like 57% or something. I can't remember, but it was a pass. We were happy with the group project. Individual project, I think I had above 75%.
Yeah.
It's because I had a good mentor.
Oh, okay.
So you remember you had mentors for your individual projects.
Yeah.
So I had a very good mentor, even though my project was focused on co-beneficiation, I think.
Yeah. So like from that fail with the group and stuff, what would you say like there are lessons that you took from there?
Biggest lessons I think would be is when you do have a group and a group needs to focus on certain work, make sure that you review each other's work as peers.
Yeah.
And if you get someone in there that's more senior to review the work, perfect. Even if it takes them a week or 2 weeks to do it, make sure that your planning is in such manner where you ask them to review certain work. Even today, in today's workspace, if you write reports, do memos, anything, make sure that you have the right reviewers.
Yeah.
And when they review, make sure the more red that's in that report, the happier you should be.
Yeah.
If there's nothing in there, you should start getting worried.
Yeah. And let's think about your design project with your group in Varsity. Now, that was supposed to be in real life at the plant. What are you going to do?
Man, kaboom. Or you would just see that pump cavitating and the next moment you spend another 500,000 or something for a new pump.
Yeah.
If it's a small pump.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
then check it now. When you started your career, you're done now with Varsity. When you started, I was like, I could relate to this, man, because when you started, you couldn't find a job and all that the whole year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, same. When I started, I couldn't find a job the whole year. Like actually 6 months in, I was like, why am I not getting it? Let me just do my master's actually. So then I started applying for master's, then I did master's. Then after a year, that's when I got the job. So,
okay, that's Sasol.
Yeah.
All right.
Sasol. So
so for me, it wasn't necessarily a year. It wasn't that long, really. It was it depends on what date you start from. So we ended in November 2016, and in Feb 2017, I got an opportunity, but it wasn't the best.
Oh, okay.
So it was a case of you just making sure that at least you take anything on. You start somewhere, even if you start from a ground level upwards, because you will never start here.
Yeah, no.
Always start down there. Your salary is nothing. You would ask yourself, why have I studied chemical engineering if I get this salary? Is it worth it? So,
I know, like when I was applying for other companies, I was like, I was like, this is like food, transport, and the accommodation.
It's nothing.
Yeah,
it's little money. So it was a whole thing of where I had to pray about it.
Yeah. And
I feel like God wanted me to test me, to tell me, hey, are you willing to work for little money?
Yeah.
Is it about money? What is work for you about?
Yeah.
And that's why he gave me that opportunity, and I said, I'm taking it. It was tough. I didn't enjoy it. My legs were sore because we worked 12 hours, Monday to Saturday.
That's a lot.
Shutdown hours, typical shutdown hours. And only Sundays you have off. And I wasn't used to it. I mean, brand new into the business. Yeah. And now you start working 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week.
Then only one day, there's no way.
And that one day you're off, you would put your feet in like these massages and just massage your feet because it's so sore standing the whole day.
Yeah, it was a tough one. 12 hours, it's something else.
Yeah.
Do you even eat properly? And do everything, exercising?
No, you don't.
You're
not training. You're skipping your training. That is your training.
Every day. That's
walking.
your training.
Yes.
Yeah. No. But you apply for some stuff. How do you deal with the rejections and stuff? They hit home sometimes. You're like, I applied, I get rejected. I apply again, you get rejected. So
I think For me, it feels like maybe I don't have the experience.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe they need someone that has 3 to 5 years experience, because that's what normally most of the ads would say. You need experience in such a position. So my mind was always saying, how am I going to get these positions if they ask for 3 to 5 years if I have no
And then they say it's entry level.
Nothing. And it's entry level. So it was a challenge. And I started reaching out to my dad and said, Dad, I mean, you have family working, your brother is working at ArcelorMittal.
Yeah.
Can you not ask him? I asked my mentor during that time, Vian Storm, asked him, does he not know someone? Because I felt like the only way I'm getting in this position is if you know someone that knows someone.
Yeah.
Right? So it's networking. And he knew someone that worked at Sasol, in Sasolburg.
Yeah.
At the project department. So he told me, sorry, the company is at that state where they don't appoint, they're not taking any people in. And it was difficult for me to just accept. But he managed to speak to contractors since he was in the project department. So he speak to contractors, and that's how ProMac found out about this, and they managed to give me that position for even next to nothing. But at least I started somewhere. It started with networking, but it also started with praying about it.
Exactly.
Networking.
How you don't pray about it, you won't get it.
You won't get it.
If you start anything without God, don't expect Him to sustain it in the long run. So you started by yourself, don't invite Him in. So
I would always say, if His favor is with you, it will be good. It will never be great.
Yep.
That's the thing. It's good, but it's not great.
Yeah.
His plans for you are great. Maybe your plan is good. Are you aligned? That's the question.
Yeah. It's a matter of faith.
You ask yourself that question. Are you aligned?
Like I'm doing things like, is this your way, or where am I? Am I getting out, or bring me back?
Yes.
So that's something else. Then from ProMac, you went to ArcelorMittal.
Yes.
Then within ArcelorMittal was like a engineering program. Then then you went through it, you finished it, and after that you got a position like what, in the project management? Project management. Yeah. You didn't like it.
So I think why I didn't like it was the manager.
Oh.
So I felt like the manager was a micromanager, not trusting in the abilities that I have or can bring to the table. I do understand that it's new for me. I'm new in this position. I've never done project management, so I need to learn. I need to opt in for learning. And I also realized sitting away from the plant wasn't the best for me.
Yeah.
And I asked, can you please take me closer to the plant? So I'll do this work. Just take me closer to the plant, so that when there's issues, I just have my hard hat, put my hard hat on, and I'm onto the plant, go and have a look what the concerns are, have meetings with contractors, and we can start working on things. So it feels like we can get things done if I'm there. So they helped me to get to the plant, and I had at least 2 or 3 guys that supported me in the projects that we've done. So that helped. Okay. If it wasn't for them, it might have taken me less than a year, and I would have said, no way, so I'm going to go back to technical.
Yeah, you get those managers like, oh, no, I want to be at the office all the time, but things are happening at the plant. So,
and I think the biggest thing was the manager was focusing on one project. There were certain sub-projects that they wanted our assistance in. So we worked on the sub-project of the big project. But the big project was not implemented yet. She was focusing on one project for 5 years, and the contract was only signed after, I think, roughly 4 or 5 years. Contract signed now. Okay, we're in agreement. We're going to start with this. So as part of the project, they said there's some prelim things that needs to be done. And that's why we were able to do these smaller projects before the big project kicks in. And I think that this person didn't have that experience and knowledge around actual plant work and pushing through from start to end of a project. Things need to be done.
Yeah.
Because as you do things, there's contingencies, there's issues. You need to raise these issues. You need to change the funds. It changes the amount that you currently have budgeted for initially. because there's things happening. You start excavating and you see, hey, here's a piece of pipe. I've never seen this pipe before. It's not on any maps. Do we actually use this pipe? We can't just
you don't know where it's coming from. Yeah.
And then that's additional money because now you have to work around it, for instance. So it's things that pops up that causes your capex for that project to increase. And she would then say, why did you not see this? Why? Things like that. Micromanaging you and saying, but you've done a crappy job. You've done a bad job.
Those kind of things become of experience again. Like
you would think it's fine. So that's why I didn't enjoy it. First of all, the second thing was it was just too much admin. Yeah. Too much admin work.
How do you know it was time to move from steel manufacturing?
COVID. So COVID gave me some time to really reflect on this whole project management thing. Is it for me? Do I want to work for this type of people? Do I want to go back into technical? Do I want to go into water engineering? Where do I want to be? And I said, I want to be a good manager. And the way I'll be a good manager, if I'm technically good and strong. Yep. So I want to get back into the technical side of things. And that's where I started speaking to my manager and the manager above the manager saying that, listen, I feel like I want to head back into engineering. Is there a possibility they can help me to get that position? So it took 6 months or a year. I can't remember because you have to wait until positions open up. And when a position opened up, I immediately went for that interview. It was actually an informal interview since they actually know me. They know me because I was EIT, or let's call it EIT. And from there, they got to know me, even though they were in a different group. Okay. It was easy. So they never asked anyone else. I just got the position. And that's where exactly
we know you have been here.
But that's where I'm saying it's praying God's favor. That's his plan for you. And it worked out. I didn't go for any. It's not really an interview. It wasn't really an interview. You think it was. Afterwards, they said, no.
You just make things formal.
And they said, no.
It's already yours.
We just invited you. It's fine. Yeah,
that's a coffee outside.
You got the job because you know me and we know you. We know you're a hardworking guy. Just come to us.
Easy.
So,
Okay. Then, you moved to Sasol working at the MPI. When you first got here.
Yes.
The MPI, is different. Well, I guess it's different from water treatment, like now, what you're doing now.
Yes.
How is it different?
So I think the big thing is, initially it was a shock. Coming from ArcelorMittal to Sasol and being appointed as an MPI colleague, because MPI means you know the whole network, you know Sasol. So you come in there knowing nothing. We've watched some videos and say, okay, this is Sasol, this is what Sasol does, this is more or less the layouts and so forth. Come to Sasol, oh shucks, I know nothing. So it was a challenge for me to adapt to this. The important thing for me was to make sure that I network with the people. And if I have questions, I ask. And that's the thing about MPI. You need to learn the whole network as quick as possible to make sure that when there's issues, you understand. But the thing at MPI is you don't always understand. You will never always understand. When you're at Waterworks, for instance, you're working with certain equipment, or you're working at gas circuit, let's say Synthol. You're working with certain equipment, you know how they work, you've done some operation around it or understood some operational things around it. But at MPI, someone can call you from refinery and say they've got an issue with C2 or CT project.
Just say, where's the engineer?
Yeah. And then you have to do certain balances or checks and understand that system before you can give him feedback, because there's just too many networks for you to really understand. C2 products goes to all these different all these different areas, and there's certain recycles and certain this. It's not that easy. But if you know where to find them, that makes it easy. So I think what MPI has learned or has taught me is if you sit with an issue, you would know where to find that issue.
Yeah.
The important thing is know where to find these things or who to contact when you need info.
Yeah.
That's what MPI taught me, for instance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so far, like in your career, what is the proudest moment you've had?
Proudest moment?
Yeah.
There's a few things. I would say one of the big things was assisting Gerard Pitter with the startup of the factory.
Okay.
Getting involved with how to start up the whole factory's header systems in 12 hours, where it used to be done in 72 hours.
Okay.
And I think that's almost like a 40 or 60 million gain, roughly.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it in a new way. So I'm very proud of that moment.
Yes.
Saving the company money, that's priority number one. Why we are here as engineers. We need to make sure that we have solutions for all the problems they have on site. So building tools for me. Yes, it helps in a sense. But you want to create monuments. You want to have something on site. One day when you go on pension, you want to say, listen, you saw that boiler feed water drum that's there. Yeah, that was part of my thinking around why we need that thing there. Or
like, there's this guy, or when you're not there anymore, like there was this guy, Estefan, man, like he did this. Yeah.
He said, let's change the ME183 system to ME181, meaning we can have more pressure in the system, so you would sustain the factory for longer. The header pressures for longer. This is what they've looked at. There's some of it. He didn't design it, but he was part of it, part of the whole concept behind it. So I think that's the thing for me, is building monuments. And the same for those projects that I've done at Eastcourt. There was monuments that's built there, things that I was invested. They asked me to invest in.
Yeah.
And it still stands there because of things that I've done and helped them with. So I would rather have that and say that there's something designed there, and that's part of the benefit that was gained because of my inputs.
Yeah. Okay.
Or group efforts, of course.
Yeah. But let's see now. These ones will be the quick ones. So if you could go back to your first day in university, what advice would you give yourself?
To first year?
Yeah. Estefan, you go back to your first year self.
Yes.
What advice would you give yourself?
It's a good question. Okay. I would definitely say make sure that you network with as many people as you can and build relationships with them, because you will not be the only, on your own, you won't succeed in what you're aiming for.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm saying that is I've been in a position where I've designed things at ArcelorMittal, thinking that when it was built and installed on site to be fine, people laughed at me. Yeah. And I felt rejected. I didn't feel good enough. And there was one guy telling me, always make sure that you get all the right people around the table.
Yeah.
Before you start implementing or doing things, because they've got experience. You don't know everything. So if I go back, I would definitely say, make sure you network with everyone, make sure you build relationships with them, and don't think that you're good enough, that you're the best, because you're not. Make sure that whatever you do, you get all the people around that table. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So let's see. The thing is, I already asked you about this, but anyway, I'm going to ask you again. So what habits or values from your school year still influence your work ethic today?
Values?
Yeah.
Integrity.
Yeah.
I would say definitely a form of integrity that has formed. Respect for people around you. And so integrity, respect, always showing to be friendly, always be friendly, showing that you're friendly, but be friendly, and it should be a natural thing.
Yeah.
So that's crucial for me. And I think I would say the biggest thing is love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Yep.
Take care of the people around you as you love yourself.
Part of the commandments. So
it's part of the commandments.
You can't run away from it.
That's one of the biggest things I've learned is that you are formed based on the way that you would typically treat other people.
Yeah.
Your character forms because of that.
It's like it's a cycle. The way you treat someone, somehow it's going to come back to you.
And the aim should never be for what comes back.
Exactly.
The aim should be, I'm doing this because that's who I am. This is who I want to be. And you will not see me put one mask on. And I remove that mask and I'm someone else.
It's difficult, like you're being a double agent. I don't know how people do it. If someone does it, I don't know how you do it. Like it's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think those are some pointers if I just have to think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But just general, professionally or personally. So if you have to come across challenges, like what motivates you to get through them?
Okay. Knowing that there's always a bigger hand in the pie makes me get through things in life. So even though I think it's not going to work out, I know it's going to work out if I'm obedient.
Yes.
And if that's his plan for me. So the biggest thing that helps me push through all of these things is to say that I trust God for whatever happens. If he wants me to do this, I will do it. Yeah. But he also says that faith without works is dead. So he wants me to do something about it. Yeah. And then I have to have faith if that's his plan. Yeah. But also ask him, listen, that God, even though you give me this thing, how do I feel in my spirit? Yeah. Do I feel content or do I feel like I'm doubting? If I'm doubting, even though I've got the position, that's not my position. And that's where it comes to, I know that there's a bigger hand in this.
Yeah.
So the best way for me to get through these things is always saying that, listen, I'm going to try my best, do my best. And whatever happens is God's will.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that I live in his will fully in that will.
Yeah.
And if I live in that will, I might be persecuted. I might get challenges. People might not like me.
Yep.
Might happen. I never know. Yeah. It's part of the deal.
He was not liked anyway by everybody. So who do you expect to be liked by everybody?
Even look at things happening in the world now.
Yeah.
So singers and songwriters singing to Satan. Really?
Yeah.
And they make it public. But when it comes to Jesus, they're not making it public. It's not important. It's not important to them. That's wrong.
Yeah.
And that's also fine because Jesus said Antichrist is coming somewhere.
Yeah. And
anyway,
there's this thing actually that I remembered yesterday. It was like something that I used to say like in Varsity. I would say like, God, if you give me if you have to give me something and I'm not using that thing to make someone else's life better, just take it away from me. I remember this from yesterday because the thought came back like after I did something. So I told you I was at home. Then I came back from the gym. After the gym, open gate's fine. Then when I turned towards the car to bring into the yard, some 3 boys just come. They're like, hey, can we sing for you? I was like, huh? Oh, what do you mean? I was like, okay, cool. Then I was still playing music in the car. And they started singing. Then I switched off my car. I was like, oh, actually, you sing good. Then I remembered. I was like, oh, maybe you guys are singing because you want money and all that. That's how you make a living. In my head, I said that. But I was like, I can also help you guys with the social media content and stuff.
Yes.
I was like, I have the cameras, I have the things, and you guys don't have it. I can help you guys out. And I shot them. I told them it was around 1 o'clock. I told them like, no, come back to my house at 4 when I come back from the mall with mom. Then I can help you. We can shoot. They came back around 4:30. They were there. Then we shot. Then today in the morning before I came here, I gave them the memory card with the videos and stuff. Just like that.
And it feels like that's the way that you give back
to
someone, and you're not expecting anything in return. That's a big thing.
I was like, boys, I hope you make it. Like, is it that simple?
And the cycling world, it's the same. If we have issues with the bicycles, let's say your brake, there's something wrong with your brake, or there's something wrong with your rims, or something wrong with your tires, the community is formed in such manner that people will just say, listen, here's a tire, I've got a spare tire, just take it. You don't have to give me anything back, because I know that you'll give to someone else in return again. Yeah. And that's the right way of thinking about it. Give something, not expecting something in return.
That's it. Yes. Oh, perfect. Man, let's see. I'll skip this high school stuff and varsity stuff. You do fourth year and you guys are waking up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. to do work, run lab samples.
Oh, yeah, so my individual project.
For your individual project?
I, not we, I.
You.
And that was during a holiday where when you put your samples in the machine, it takes 24 to 48 hours before it finishes the measuring of those coal samples or coke samples. The gases that's formed. And you catch the gases in these big sachets. Anyway, and then it would mean, since you've booked that machine for 2 weeks, you need to make sure you get all your samples done within that period. And if it takes 48 hours per sample, you only have 6, 7 samples maybe. Somewhere in that range. Yeah. So then that means that if that machine is done at 3 o'clock in the morning, then you have to be there at 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning. You're going to have to remove the sample, put the new sample in, make sure it runs, go out, go sleep.
I know I'm making surprise and stuff. It's the life of a chemical engineering student. So.
Well, that's part of standby, is it not? That's how standby works as well.
Hey, I don't know anything about that. Some of us
Oh, lucky.
Don't bring your problems here,
I won't.
Yeah, so you're training for a half Ironman right now?
Yes.
No joke. What inspired you to do this?
Testing my own limits. So I feel like I've always wanted to run far, 21 Ks and above. Yeah. Swimming I've never done. I feel like I like a new journey, something that tests me on an area which I've never been in.
Like a wrong one. Yeah.
Because swimming is not easy. I've started in November for the first time ever. I've never swum before. I've signed up in October. I've never done any swimming in swimming pools, like specific techniques and things like that before. Never. So
this man has never done anything in swimming pools because he's busy there in Val River. Don't worry. But we'll come back to that.
Yeah. So I like to challenge myself. I like to test my limits and see what has God given me. What limits do I have? Yeah. People always say, listen, can you run? You don't look like a runner. You look like someone who's in the gym the whole time. You're not a runner. And then I sort of
hybrid.
And then I disappoint them because when I start running, they say, wow, I didn't know you run this fast. I'm like, because I enjoy this.
Yeah.
So I like being hybrid, and therefore hybrid and loving challenges. I said, I'm doing the Half Ironman. Mentally, that's going to test me. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing for me. I feel like mentally it will make me stronger. What doesn't kill you make you stronger.
Yeah. Because I saw again your program that you have, like you follow it through and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Something else.
It's tough. I mean, I don't necessarily get to the program as I should, but I try and mix up some of them. If there's no time or I only have a limited time, I'll mix them up a bit, shorten the periods for the exercises. And some days I'll just skip because I need to listen to my body.
Yeah.
The program is focused on someone who will push them to other limits. But if you feel like you've got pain somewhere or you've got issues and there's no strength in your legs or your arms or anything, you need to rest. You need to make sure that you get the right vitamins in. So that, I think the biggest turning point for me is I want to be mentally stronger than I currently am. And this will be the perfect test for it.
It is. Anything physical, anything. Yeah. It's this guy, Chris Williams. You can't just, because they asked him a question. Which one? Actually, I'm asking you now. Mental strength or physical strength? Which one do you go for first?
Mental.
You go for mental. So
the reason why I'm saying that is physical will only take you to one point, but mental will take you through the rest.
Yeah, but the thing is, for me, I was like resonating with him because it was like, you can't take you're already messed up. Let's say you're in a mental state. How are you going to deal with a mental state? Like, because the only way to do it, like, do something else that is different. You can go and sit with someone, tell you like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Tell you like, oh, no, everything is going to be fine. Give it time. Or you can just hit the gym. You can go run. You, after running, you're going to feel 10 times better. So just like focusing on mental health alone is not going to work.
No, you need both. But I'm saying mental will bring you farther in life.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm saying that is, how many people do you see go and exercise? Because they're externally motivated. Because I am going for an event. There's an event. I'm planning to focus on the event. So I'm exercising with people because that's motivational. And then I'm going to an event where people exercise. Can I train on my own 4 times or 5 times a week?
Yeah.
No. You need to be internally motivated.
Yeah.
And that motivation comes from mentally being strong.
Yeah.
So
it's like it comes just discipline. Motivation is like every now and then, like is that spark, but discipline will carry you throughout, like everyday thing. Like
you must also ask yourself, I want to sort of say, challenge yourself as well, right?
Yeah.
So discipline won't necessarily just bring you there. Because why are you doing it? Why are you exercising? Why are you going to the gym? Are you going because I want to look good and feel good? Or am I going?
That's the result of it. Like that's part of it.
But most of the people say I'm training. For instance, I can say, listen, I'm training hard because I'm planning on doing the Half Ironman. And I'm prioritizing training over certain things, right? Yeah. So that can become an idol. Can become an idol because I'm training for that. That's what I'm training for. Or am I training because I feel like I am fearfully and wonderfully made? God has made me this way. He has given me the strength. I'm doing it for Him because I want to really be mentally stronger. And based on this mental strength that I'm stronger, I'm going to grow closer to Him.
Yeah.
And I'm exercising because of that. If I skip a session, it's fine. I'm going to be fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
I can skip sessions. I don't have to be that hard on myself.
You come back.
Even if I don't come back, it's fine because that's not part of my plan. That's part of my plan. That's maybe not part of His plan. Ask yourself those questions.
His plan is for you to be there every day. Must be there every day.
Not necessarily, because if you have a wife, she is priority over your exercises.
Oh, yes.
So that's what I'm saying, no.
Hey, but if both of you are prioritize exercising, even better. Yeah. But anyway, so what message will you share with someone who feels like they are too busy or not athletic enough to chase a goal like Half Ironman?
So just ask that question again to make sure that...
Like the message you will share with someone who feels like they are too busy or not athletic enough to chase a goal like Ironman, Half Ironman.
Not too difficult. I would say the way I'll motivate them is easy because I'll refer to the Bible, and that's also easy. I'll typically tell them, listen, was David chosen because he was one of the strongest? He's king now. He was king. Mm-hmm. Was he chosen because he was one of the strongest? No, he was one of the smallest guys with his brothers, because God wants to use those people that looks like they don't have the strength.
Yeah.
To show them, listen, you've got more capability than you think. One example. There's many examples that you can refer to. Moses was chosen. He stutters.
Yeah.
He was chosen to lead the whole nation of Israelites through to the desert for 40 years to go to the land of milk and honey. He wasn't competent in that sense of speaking.
He was like even like shocked. It was like, why me?
So I would, if I have to motivate someone, the biggest thing I would tell them, listen, all these disciples here, they all had sins. They had challenges. David killed the man because of his wife that he wanted. All of them were incompetent. None of them were good enough. But God says, I'm choosing them because I want to show that you have more capability than you think. And I want to show you that anyone can do it. If that's God's will for you, anyone can do it.
Yeah, perfect.
That will be my biggest motivation for someone.
Okay. Then, closing then, going back to our game. I pick again 3 cards.
3 cards.
Yeah. Let's see.
There we go.
See. Second deck. If someone you loved was very sick but could not afford the medicine to get better, would it be okay to steal the medicine?
To steal?
Steal.
No, never.
So you let them die?
I would trust that whatever God's will is for them will happen. I will pray for them. I will see how I can help them if I can't afford them. So maybe in spirit I'll pray for them, but I will never steal.
Yeah.
Because that means I'm unfaithful, I'm not obedient, and then God's work and hand can't be in that situation because I've been unfaithful.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. Easy answer.
Yeah. What would you be most likely to want to lie to me about?
To want to lie?
To me about, yeah.
Well, in general, I don't like to lie. I would rather tell someone the truth.
Yeah.
No, that's
swimming is easy.
Yeah. And that's what you think. Because I always say to you, yeah, that's true. I always tend to say to you, no, it's not that difficult.
It's not that difficult. Just like,
The truth is,
I even got that suit. Like, it's fine. It will make you float.
Okay, let's be honest. That's one of them. And it's not the lie. It's just for someone that's on the other side, it might feel like this is a lie. You're lying to me, man. It's difficult.
Hey, let's go to the ocean and put this on. That's the only way we could see that. Yeah. So, last one. If you could live in any state, we don't have states here. We have provinces. It's not America.
Yeah.
But if you could live in any state, which would you choose and why?
If I was financially, let's put another assumption in there. If I was financially stable and able to live the life that you can, same life that you're living here, I would say I would go to the Western Cape. And it would be not like Cape Town or Stellenbosch and those places, maybe a bit more inwards, maybe like Parel, somewhere there. The reason for that is the fact that the nature is so beautiful. You always see things that were not man-made, and you could appreciate your surroundings every single day. Yeah. That is if you're intentional, because you can live there and still forget the nice environment that you stay in because you're so focused on your day-to-day tasks and your day-to-day work. So I would say there. And the reason for that is just the nature in general. There's more places to cycle. There's more places to run, like hiking trails. There is dams, different dams. You can go and swim in different dams there if you would like. There's options to go to the sea. 1 hour's drive, you're at the sea, at the beach. You can go and lie on the beach for a day.
Yeah.
That's why I say not at the beach, but more inward, closer to the beach in the Western Cape.
Just having that option if you want to.
Yeah, and I think there's much more to do in that region. Different wine estates that you can go and visit. You don't have to necessarily drink wine, but you can go there, visit,
experience,
have that experience, sit there in the winelands, and just, experience something that you won't necessarily always see here.
Okay. Yes. We reached our 1 hour, and then you'll be late for your swimming, or you're never gonna go there.
I'll see. I'll go there and see if there's some time. Yeah,
but I hope whatever we discussed, it means something to someone, and your story, someone can relate to it and feel inspired, motivated. That's the whole point of this. So, and thank you for coming to this good podcast. The one that you never watched. But
well, probably subscribe now.
Oh yes, with your phone. Perfect.
Let me subscribe while we're at it, right?
Okay, cool. Yes, and people, thank you for watching. Whatever your social media things. Next to the episode. On to the next episode. Perfect. Good.
Ooh. Okay. Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Oh.
How short do you normally?